We'll go live. We'll go live. Just do it. We'll go live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode 171. Today is Monday, May 21st, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish.
No warning.
This week, we are still having some technical difficulties, so we're going to be live streaming from just a straight-up laptop and cell phones here.
Yep.
So bear with us as we get some things back on track. Until then, make sure you smash that like and share button.
Oh, yeah.
And get this week started off right. Let's go ahead and give out the free Bitcoin from last week. Who won?
Oh, yeah. So our free Bitcoin winner is Stan Ivanov. Thank you for your comment based on our question, which was, do you think the calling out that's been going on or that went on at the conference by people such as our boy Ken, do you think he, was right in doing it? Do you think it's good or bad? I like his comment because basically he was saying when new people come into the space, if they see that a lot of people are going at, certain type of people, they'll be less likely to involve themselves in a scam, meaning they'll lose less money. So overall, it is a good thing. Did see one comment though where the guy was saying he doesn't like it because he thinks people will do the opposite. They'll see a bunch of developers yelling at you.
Right.
But in my opinion, for people who are new to any industry if you've been in any industry, people yell at each other when they have differences of opinion. That's just what they do. It's politicians. I mean, everybody yells at everybody. I mean, that's one of those things. And if you've ever worked or been around developers, like that's all they do is argue about stuff. So,
right.
Honestly, when there's so much money on the line, I'm pretty sure that this is good enough reason to try and call out scammers. So appreciate that. Stan Ivanov sent you that free Bitcoin.
Crypto Q, what's going on? Mike Outlaw Williams, good morning. Psycho Bunny Jones said, finally, hey, we've said 10-ish since day one.
Oh, yeah.
Madeline Crypto, what's going on? Ghost Acosta, good morning. God TV, Sergeant Crypto, Ishmael Bartley.
Oh, yeah.
Alec G said, LOL stands my coworker. Tell me, said, what's up, and thanks for the comment. Who else we got? Gabrielle Hernandez, Torrance J Playlist. That's right. New Life, John Siebert, and Alex Daly. What's going on, everybody?
Everybody on Facebook, thanks for joining. I think I seen Eugene on there. My boy Gene, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in.
All right, let's jump into it. Wait, so do we have the roar or no?
We don't have the roar.
We don't have the roar. Technical difficulties. Yeah. However, we still have a Dino of the day today. The Dino of the day is Vanguard's chief economist, Joe Davis. What has old Joe been saying?
Well, good old Joe Davis, who is
I like that name, right?
Chief
Joe Davis.
Old Joe Davis. He sounds like a Dino.
Definitely knows.
That's a Dino name. But he definitely is one of those people. He's a chief economist at Vanguard. They control over $5 trillion in assets.
Oh my goodness! So much money you're worried about.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had $5 trillion at my disposal, I would not be even worried about it. I wouldn't even talk about it. But apparently they are because their business plan is getting kind of chopped up. And your boy Joe Davis basically said Bitcoin has a decent probability to go to zero.
What?
Literally $0.
Why do you say that would happen?
I don't care what anybody says about economy or anything. If they think any asset can go to zero, that is so so well thought out, so technically sound, and so many people want it because hey, tulips still cost $3 right now.
Oh, right.
So I mean, if you talk about bubbles, I mean a bubble can pop, but even tulips are still hold value to somebody. So his comment was basically pushing down Bitcoin, saying it was bad. But what's worse is the fact that he said Bitcoin doesn't look good in the vase like tulips. Like he was trying to basically say tulips were even better.
I would take tulips over Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's one of those people that we've saved him. A lot of these people's names we've saved them, but that would be a good one. Bring some tulips to his desk to pay for.
Well, I'm glad that these people are coming out because. Remember, these are the multi-billionaires you've never heard of. I've certainly have never heard of Joe Davis, Vanguard's chief economist. So these are people you never heard of. However, they control a lot of media. They control a lot of money. So I'm glad they are putting themselves out there. So when the flipping officially happens, it's all said and done, we can identify these people even easier. We're like, no, you were the guy who said X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Why are you now trying to do whatever into this industry? All of a sudden you change your mind, right?
Okay. And that's what Jamie Dimon has done. Goldman Sachs has done it. I mean, I'm almost sure every single bank we've discussed has flipped at this point. And if they haven't, they will soon. And if they have funds like a venture capitalist fund or if they have some sort of other fund, they're less likely to flip simply because their assets are on a 10, 20, 30.
$5 trillion.
Come on. These people.
He's not going to say anything positive about crypto.
Yeah, but as soon as two of the top holders in that fund call them and say, hey, man, I got this guy who was poor last year and now he's rich off crypto. I'm already rich. Why are we not in crypto? That's when you start
what's gonna happen. Customers and clients.
Customers and clients.
That's the same person I was talking about. I think was working at J.P. Morgan or Goldman Sachs a week ago. They said that's what changed it for them. They still don't like it, but their customers keep asking. They're like, "You guys are making bad investment decisions."
So
I'm like, yeah, that's their money though. Yeah, right. But I was like, that's why now they're heroing blockchain tech because their customers are coming in. So they're like, okay, well, we do have something. All of a sudden, you have something. But
it's rubbing off on people the wrong way. Because I actually talked to somebody this weekend about Bitcoin who I was telling about 3 years ago, and they were like, "You're right, man. You know, but Bitcoin is still unstable to me. But blockchain, I believe in blockchain now." And I'm like, man, you sound
exactly. What is blockchain?
Exactly.
I'm gonna start asking people that. Break down blockchain instead of just saying, "Oh, but blockchain is the future." Well, in your words, how do you describe it? Because clearly they still don't get the decentralized aspect of it, which is okay. Again, it shows you how early we still are, and all you need is one, people. For those who have more than one, you're sitting pretty. Close 71, thank you. Close 71 is streaming us live on D Live. And I've been hearing, might have to move more into that direction as well, since someone's partner program has been acting crazy for a lot of different YouTubers lately. So we'll see what happens. All right. So we don't have that loud roar for you, Joe Davis, but we do want to recognize you as our day's Dino of the day. It's unfortunate that you have still been following the herd, but hopefully one day at least your kids can see the future. If not, that $5 trillion won't be worth much. We'll see.
Not at all.
All right, big news though. The biggest story is Coinbase is applying for a bank application.
Yes, finally they went for their actual business model.
Right? We didn't call that one, right? Oh, Coinbase. Surprise, surprise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Coinbase. It looks like they're officially filing application to become a U.S. bank. Something we actually saw toward the beginning of this year when regulators were coming out saying that some exchanges would actually need to register as a bank, which is very interesting enough because literally a year and a half, 2 years ago, they didn't even believe in crypto. And now they want cryptocurrency exchanges to be registered as banks. Coinbase, of course, is taking that first step to work with old Uncle Sam, as they always do. What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. And I think Coinbase finally is doing what their business model was intended to do. For anybody who's been in crypto, they are a crypto company because they accept it. However, they do not really have crypto standards. They have bank standards. They have sign up, give us your name, your social security number, and we'll give it to the bank. We'll give it to the bank.
Oh, you took up more than $90,000 in crypto? Oh, we need to report that? Yeah, like, well, what's the difference right now?
Exactly.
This is why we're over here.
And that's what we all thought at first.
Right.
However, I think Brian Armstrong, CEO, which as much as people bash Coinbase, in my opinion, his vision was to become the first crypto bank. That's what I've seen going along. Even some of my guy, Sinclair Skinner, when I met him out here in LA, we were talking about it. He said it too. He was just like, that's their goal. He was like, that's what it looks like it's going towards. And honestly, if that's their actual business model, mission accomplished, because they really are about to become all billionaires, $1 billion company. And if there is a bridge between getting into crypto and then being able to go to a bank, Coinbase is the easiest way, so to say. However, like we said, crypto is a different monster. It's a totally different way to go about it. So good for them. Hopefully, I hope they do get it. I actually trust Coinbase more than I trust the regular bank because they don't have hundreds of years of terrible stuff. They only have bad customer support.
They only got 2 or 3 years of
and a few years of bad dealings with a couple Bcash stuff. But I trust them more than regular banks. So if there has to be a bank, I'd rather it be Coinbase.
I mean, that's a good way to look at it. But
glass half full.
Again, we still want these decentralized exchanges to speed up, so all these exchanges can drop their bags on someone. But you're right. I get what you're saying. Mission accomplished. This is what they wanted. They've done it. We keep saying ourselves that we see that 8 to 10 billion IPO valuation possibly as early as late this year, or a merger with Facebook. And now they're actually becoming a bank. Nothing. Brian Armstrong, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Again, for the community. Not the best thing at all, but hey, he chose his side. He's making his money, and hope it works out for him. I guess, right?
Yeah, him and Ivy Coin. That's the other one. There's another one, Ivy Coin as well. But they kind of it's funny how they worded it. They said Coinbase and another crypto firm talked to US. They didn't even really put them in there because Coinbase is a big one, but they're coming, people. Gabriel
Hernandez said, doesn't it make much more sense to eliminate banks altogether in favor of a true peer-to-peer economy? Yes, absolutely. It does. However, everyone isn't playing by those rules, unfortunately.
And it takes time.
And I think that's the upsetting thing. We kind of said this before, but that's the upsetting thing about Coinbase is that, hey, they tout themselves as a crypto company, Of course, the way the community is like peer-to-peer, decentralized, not giving all your information right back to the government. So for him to use, crypto as a way to build a business, and then kind of in a, third quarter reverse and say, well, actually, we're just going to be a regular bank, but thank you for believing us on the crypto front. Like you said last week, it's disheartening, and I think it's dishonest. But again, this is business. You can't expect everyone to do the right thing, and Coinbase certainly isn't. However, they're doing what's in the best interest for them, and they are, I guess, for their sake, they're getting rewarded for it. If financial rewards are the only thing you care about, they're definitely getting rewarded for it. So,
that's good for them. But overall, whatever, man.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yep. See how long they last.
Yeah, y'all got it.
Other big news. OKex CEO. You remember he just made that cryptic message last week and resigned from OKex. Well, it looks like he has popped right back up on the radar. We knew he wasn't going too far.
Not going too far.
What happened to OKex CEO?
Well, I actually, we both said this. We said there's no way you just up and quit in the middle of nothing and then just walk away and retire. If he did, good for him.
Unless you're Eric Schneiderman.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, come on, New York ex-attorney general who likes to grab on women who say no.
I know, right?
You thought we were done with you?
Regulate yourself.
Yeah, there you
go. But this CEO, we thought he was going to start a new life, which he is technically.
Right.
He's going to Huobi, the exchange.
He's going to a competitor?
He's going to a competitor.
That stings too.
And I think him at Huobi is less stressed than OKex, because with OKex doing margin trading and having a lot of the big contracts that go into it, a lot more stress than Huobi, which is purely crypto. So good for him, I guess. And like I said, he took his money and ran. And I don't know if he's joining them as the CEO, but he may be a consultant or just an advisor. A lot of rich people do this.
That was pretty funny the way you said it, but I was going to say that's not uncommon for CEOs of companies in certain industries or even different industries to literally just bounce around. Like he could, tomorrow he could be the CEO of like Walmart or something. I mean, this is what CEOs do. As long as you know how to go in, scale a company, put everything in order, get it to a point where you can either sell it or valuation goes higher. You're valuable. He somewhat either did that successfully or not with OKex, but apparently it was successful enough to go to Huobi.
That's the game, people.
We're about to see a lot more of that.
If you don't know by now, that's the game. Get in, do something one time right, make a lot of money off of it. You'll have jobs forever because you just be a consultant for every company that comes out. Oh yeah, I did this back end. I did this. There's people still consulting on website stuff that ain't built one since 2003. I'm telling you, there's literally consultants at these big companies. It's like, oh yeah, he built pets.com. And it's like, that's it. That's all.
And really all he did was get the domain name at an early stage. But
copy and paste of HTML and get it popping. But
cats are all the rave, so.
Yep. So that's the game, people. But shout out to him.
Yeah, hey, you got the, you did one exchange, you're about to see another one. His value only grow as, the need for exchanges grows. Same with Brian Armstrong. I mean, can you all imagine how much Brian Armstrong would get paid from a private investor or private group right now if he decided to sell Coinbase or whatever, and then be like, hey, I'm open season. Who needs my help? You know? And the level of knowledge he has, because I mean, at this point, they've basically written the book as far as what U.S. regulators want to see in exchanges. They help write the book. So shout out to OKex CEO. Then hopefully it was a less stressful job. Or I don't know. I love to hear about interpersonal beefs too. Maybe somebody said something crazy. He's like, you're not just go across the street
and then redo this. I built all of this.
Right.
Cool. We're gonna see.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Might have a little Dame Dash Jay-Z on there. It's
there you go.
If you can build a Jay-Z, then build another one.
French Polynesian island will establish its own crypto. What is going on in the Polynesians? And no, this is not the sauce from Chick-fil-A, though. It is still delicious, people.
Delicious. Well, in news that we have basically predicted, I think we should have a segment, news that we predicted.
That would actually be a cool
because
segment.
we've been hitting straight targets this year. But the Floating Island Project is a project where they are basically taking islands that are basically, nobody's there, nobody lives there, they're empty. They take these islands and they move people who want to, that they're starting with people who are damaged by climates. So basically, if tsunami hits your country and your house is taken away, those people are moved to this island and they accept only crypto. So it would be a completely crypto economy. So that way you don't have to have a government who steps in and says, well, you have to become a citizen of, no, you just show up.
Oh, they will once that island starts making up breath.
That's why I said, like, as soon as their plan gets going, I'm pretty sure they're going to have castaways and runaways and people that go to these islands with crypto and they can flourish just fine. But it is good. They're bringing on a lot of people in agriculture, maritime people, investors. I mean, they have everybody, attorneys, medical staff. They're not playing people. And
there's going to be multiple islands?
Multiple islands. They're trying to establish hundreds of islands, so to say. So imagine hundreds of floating islands around the world where people have their own economy using crypto. And I can already tell you, people that have been in crypto long enough, this was coming. Nobody is going to have billions of dollars worth of crypto and can move freely and then say, "Oh yeah, I still want to
abide by your rules.
Yeah, I still want to live under your rules. Yeah, get out of here."
And give you 40 to 60% of my earnings, though you haven't done anything to deserve them.
Yep, more people they're closer to McAfee than they think. They just don't,
right. Nobody wants to say it. Yeah,
they're not rich enough.
Yeah, they don't want to say it. Yeah, as far as the mindset goes,
you be getting that security team and moving, cautiously in a while. But
you think Richard Branson just did it out the blue? Come on, he's trying to go to outer space, people.
Oh, yeah,
it's the reason he's trying to get away from this.
Leave y'all here,
right?
I'm not trying to stay here with y'all,
right?
And watch the aliens take over.
Common folk. No, that would be pretty cool. I mean, I would love to see that happen again. Any place that is going to be crypto friendly. Again, my whole thing at the end of the day would be the whole military aspect, because unfortunately, I truly believe that if something like these islands get built up and get the flowing, the country, I would say, would try to, maybe not be able to, because there is a bunch of billionaires and trillionaires. Hopefully, people can't afford their own like militias and stuff, which I'm sure they'll have. But yeah, it'll definitely be one of the things I want to watch and look out for, because if it ever happens, definitely paying that place a visit. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I know some people may not like it, but Peter Thiel is the billionaire behind it. He's the guy who PayPal CEO. So he's been around the block. He's seen it, plenty of times as far as how money has progressed.
Right.
However, his step into establishing his own islands, like we said, it won't be presidents and government officials and people voted in anymore. It'll be like rich people. They say, "I have a place. If you want to come here, come." That's basically what it's going to be after a while. So I'm going to go to McAfee's Island, wherever that's at, if he has one, or CZ.
And gasp, it won't all be criminals, people. It'll be normal people.
Normal people who just want to live, man. If I can work from my laptop, pay for stuff with crypto, and I can live on a beautiful island while I do it, I mean, I don't know too much bad there.
Mike Outlaw Williams, great quote. He said, like McAfee said, the governments don't have the resources to research what's coming. Absolutely. That is true.
Absolutely. We are. The people are. We're the most important. I hope people understand that. We come up with the inventions. We come up with the new stuff. We actually innovate, and then they step in and try and regulate. So,
like, we'll take that off your hands. No, I'm good. Like, I don't need you
I'm
to.
Good, bro.
It's like, no, I'm going to, though. Like, all right. Let's see. LMAX, the UK Fiat exchange. What is LMAX? What's going on with the UK right now and their exchange?
All right. Well, for people who are looking for a fiat to crypto exchange in the UK, this one has been around for a while. LMAX, which allows you to, of course, trade your fiat for crypto along with other things. Been around since 2010. They're coming up with a plan to actually make it more legitimate so that institutional investors can come in and actually feel safe. I'm pretty sure they're coming up with a way to do insurance. I think that's what most of these companies are doing. They're just trying to come up with a way to assure people that, hey, if I give you $100,000, it won't just be out there.
Everyone's still in that. Everyone's still wants the return, but don't want to put the risk in.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're not going to get around it, people.
Exactly. And I mean, that's why me personally, I'm trying to get enough crypto so 10, 20 years from now, if somebody tries to do a fund or something like that and they need people to insure it, I'll be insured. That's all I'm gonna do. But I just insure funds. That's all I'm gonna do. So honestly, this is what I think most of these markets are looking for. It looks like LMAX is doing that, and they have plans to have their exchange operate in New York and Tokyo. So a lot of regulation coming. If you mention New York, right? If you mention New York, go ahead and get the regulation papers out.
And that's what's crazy about it. New York is literally. Look, that's why Silicon Valley did what it is in New York, and I'm happy it did, and I can't wait for the crypto and fintech industry to do the same. Like, Wall Street is not the end all be all of the entire world's financial system.
As much as they think,
as much as they want it to be, this is not how it works. They are learning this the hard way. The same 10 to 12 people that controls 90% of things are find out the hard way. But
you got a day of reckoning come sooner or later.
Right,
you can't run forever, and I honestly. I'm happy to see stuff like this come because of promotion, like we said. But for most of these big banks and whatnot, they really think they're gods on earth. Like, we run everything, we run all this. So just got to take them down a notch. Don't fly too close to the sun.
I like the way, like you said, it's legitimizing, though. And it's allowing for that insurance, because that is going to be the big thing. I mean, at the end of the day, to get more people on board, even though it's kind of crazy. People think they're taking a big risk, but again, the technology is sound. So technically, you're not taking a risk. But just to soothe it over, make people more comfortable and say, hey, I'll use this exchange or I'll use this platform. They say they back me up my money.
Yep.
The only thing I would have to say then is that's going to birth a whole new industry of insurance, of investigators. Are these going to be insurance scams in the crypto industry? You know what I mean? Like, of course, we'll see that. We're seeing that with everything, but it'll be like, what's going to happen next? You'll have to have people investigate that. You'll have to, you know what I mean? It'll be an entire new industry for crypto insurance.
Exactly. We're making up new industries as we go.
Right. So
you need something to take care of something else. So
that'll be exciting. All right. Next up, Go Tenna Samurai. You can use Bitcoin without the internet.
Yep.
This is huge. I think this is it. This is not it.
Next one. Yeah.
Okay. What's going on with Go Tenna?
Well, Go Tenna is a company that is partnering with the Samourai wallet, which has been around for a while. This is a huge innovation in Bitcoin because we've seen Bitcoin used over the internet. However, one of the things that can block it is if they have ISPs, internet service providers that can block certain IP addresses, then you won't be able to use Bitcoin in certain places. However, if you don't need internet, meaning use Bluetooth technology or a mesh network, as it's called, you can use their wallet and you can actually move Bitcoin from here to anywhere offline, which is to some people in their brain, they're like, okay, what did you just tell me happened?
Right.
Basically, you don't need internet to do it, so people who control the internet can't block you.
Right. So, which is huge because only like 8 people control the internet, people, or at least the, the big wireless companies.
Yep.
But it looks like here it says with the Go Tenna app, the user can create a Bitcoin transaction on the app while offline. The app sends the transaction to the Text Tenna app, delivering it to mesh nodes. The transaction then gets relayed to other Go Tenna devices, eventually reaching an internet connecting node that also runs Text Tenna, which passes it on the Bitcoin network. So it looks like you yourself don't personally have to have internet, but at some point it must be connected to internet. But until then, it kind of can just bounce around to other people using the app. Until that one person gets, turns on the internet or Wi-Fi connection, whatever, then all those transactions complete. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
That is actually pretty cool.
And that is great because what happens when you start putting Bitcoin point of sales in a store, some stores don't have internet. Some places don't have Wi-Fi connection. So you have to be able to have either near field communication technology, aka Bluetooth, or you have to have something like this with a mesh network where you can pay not using the internet. So when people keep trying to come up with ways to kill Bitcoin, we always say good luck, because as long as there's smart people working on it, all of a sudden now you can move money without the internet. I can, make a transaction to somebody and I don't have to leave a digital trail. Right. Come on, man. That's as big as it gets. And I honestly think the Blockstream being a part of it, that's who somebody asked who's behind the mesh tech. Right. So Blockstream, because they've actually launched satellites into space or whatnot. So they actually they actually control the mesh network. But as more mesh networks pop up, like we said, this is only the beginning. You got to have the first idea to spark it. And then after that, we'll have plenty of offline transactions in Bitcoin in no time. So.
And this is what I love about you crypto warriors here. A lot of people already know about this. I'm seeing Gabriel Hernandez was talking about they use NFC, near field communications like TAL. NFC. Kashta Tariq said radio frequency transfers, exactly. And again, this is one of those things where just like most of the stuff is open source, you have one company figure this out and put it out there. It's only so long before you're going to build on it. I mean, just looking at it from, like you said, radio frequency transfer, that point of view, you can build so many applications off that where literally you can jerry rig, literally jerry rig an old radio or something and figure out a way to send Bitcoin or send crypto if you really needed to.
Yeah, somebody will. And when it goes down, so to say, what people say, if there's communication failure and all that, hey, you can't get rid of waves, radio waves. They're always here. They're all around you at all times. So somebody can if one radio is still working, somebody can communicate. So
Torrance J Playlist said Blockstream.
Blockstream. Yeah, that's what I said. Some people may not like it because it's Blockstream. They control it. But like I said, somebody's got to start it. And then you'll have other projects come out. And the more decentralized it is, or the more people have it, the less likely they are to mess over their customers or do something, because then
somebody else can create another one.
Exactly. So
that's good. That's good. All right, and last but not least, hit on an article. I believe I'm not sure it was Cointelegraph or CoinDesk, but they were talking about crypto tribalism, and it kind of goes along with what we had for our free Bitcoin winner last time. And should you call out scammers? That's what the whole article basically was about. Yeah. Again, if you're watching this show, Cointelegraph, CoinDesk, feel free to give us a shout out. But might as well. But no, they're just going into detail. Kind of when we talked about the end of our show last time, it's like, hey, is this the right way to move forward? And you said based off our free Bitcoin winner it was to kind of point out the bad actors. I did see, like you said, I saw the one comment. I think I wrote it early this morning. I was saying, it might be a bad look professionally. But again, it's one of those things where it looks like, you know, we're going to face head on. We saw it with the hard forks before. We've seen it with the scammers. We see even what we do with the regulators and Dino the days. But it's pretty. I think it's a good thing that it's catching people's attention because kind of like another commenter said, this is the way you self-regulate.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, there's no way to self-regulate. Now, if you call somebody you're wrong, yeah, you definitely should come back around and say, hey, you know what, we blew that one, we got it wrong. But I don't see a short list of being wrong right now. There's a lot of people to be called out.
Yeah, and I think the people doing the calling out, they can do what they want. It's free speech.
Right.
And the people who get called out, it's on them to prove that what they're doing is not a scam. I mean, the way he did it, some people may not want to go through it, but being able to self-regulate is huge. I actually was reading this guy, wrote a whole article about it. He's like, if you look at a lot of the rules in crypto, they were here before regulators even knew about it. He's like, the best practices that a lot of these exchanges do with two-factor and with being able to have security, they all self-regulated themselves. Basically, it was like, this exchange is better. What are they doing better? So
you're right. No government regulator said you must have two-factor. Every exchange was saying, "Hey, you guys going to want two-factor."
Yeah, nobody said you had to have a cold wallet and a hot wallet. That's best practice. Nobody said transaction size or transaction batches that you should actually do it at different times, not all at once, so you don't spam the network. Right. Those are just best practices. They did it themselves. So when people talk about
we can do this thing without regulators? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, you don't need other.
Well, diddly.
I'm sorry if you haven't figured that out by now.
Right. You don't need a parent to make it happen, people.
Yeah, come on, man.
But yeah, so I don't know. That was a pretty good article if you want to check it out. Again, something we had kind of already talked about, but you know, it kind of breaks it down a little bit more. Yep. For the free Bitcoin today, what are we doing?
Oh yeah. So for the free Bitcoin, let's keep the conversation going with the Coinbase bank. Would you rather use Coinbase as a bank, as a crypto bank, or would you rather use a regular bank, the ones that we have now, in order to do your USD fiat transactions? So let us know. Put your public address, and we will send that free Bitcoin out.
All right. Other than that, we will see you all tomorrow at the same time. Tennis, this last comment, I want to make sure I shout out. Gabrielle Hernandez said, what we're missing is clear education for new persons to know what is bad actor versus what a good actor is. Yeah. Oh, that's a great point. You know what? That is one of the things we saw in the comments and something we've heard about, you know, for a long time now. So I agree with you. You know, we are missing that clear path. And I think it's because it's just that dynamic. Everything keeps changing so fast. You know, literally last year wasn't even half, like literally half the coins weren't there. Yeah. There was literally not half of the tokens we have now. So for it to proliferate the way it is tough at this point to keep, you know, track of all the projects across the space. So you're right. I mean, it sounds like a new business idea too, though. Yeah. For somebody to stew over. How can that new person come in and get that clear education, at least the first 5 minutes of what to not to do. But
you can join KRBE Digital Assets Group, and you can definitely get that. You can definitely get that education.
All right. Until then, tomorrow, again, as you notice, a lot of interfaces are gone this week, having some technical difficulties, so we'll be going ahead streaming from another laptop and phone. We're going to make it work. Oh, yeah. Until then, take care, everybody. Cheers.
Have a good one.